I'm so, I'm so excited to interview you today and talk a little bit about boosting the immune system and calming the nervous system, so reducing stress, reducing anxiety. Before we dive in, can you tell me a little bit about who you are, what you do, your background?
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much for inviting me. It's really great to see you, and I'm excited to get to do this with you. I am a licensed acupuncturist and also a massage therapist. So spent most of my life in that world, then became a physician assistant. So I work now in a surgical practice. I'm also a fellow of the Andrew Weil Integrative Medicine Program. So my real goal and passion in medicine is being able to blend both that holistic approach, the Eastern medicine with the acupuncture and herbalism, and then also with a Western approach into sort of the allopathic world.
You're so amazing. This is why I wanted everyone to be able to listen to this interview, because you have so much to offer. So today I was especially excited to talk about anxiety and kind of immune boosting, and while those are two different things, I think they're both very pertinent right now in light of the situation. And also though very pertinent before and after, because we tend to have a high stress culture, and people can always benefit from boosting their immune system. So what are some tools that are great for relaxing, lessening anxiety, getting the nervous system calmed down? What are some of the best tools in your perspective?
Okay, great question. And as we go through this, you'll see that honestly, a lot of the things that boost your immune system are the same things that relieve stress. And the two really go hand in hand. So I made a little PowerPoint here. I'll share it with you so that we can go along. And that way people can see what I'm talking about in addition to hearing it. So starting here, we'll talk about calming the nervous system. So there's a lot of ways that you can calm your nervous system. The thing to keep in mind is that not every technique will work for every person, but something will work for everyone. So I've given you a variety of options here. Many of them are very broad, but the key is to find what works for you and try it. And if you try a technique for at least a week, so that would be at least 3 times during that week, and it doesn't work for you, that's okay, move on. But if you try that technique and it's worked and you do it 3 times for a week, then keep going with it. Many of these things, you actually enhance the benefits the more you do it. So that's something really important to keep in mind with any type of mind-body practice that you start. So number 1, exercise. Exercise releases, decreases the stress hormones. It also releases stress-reducing hormones. It also is good for your mind and your body. It helps to relieve frustration. And there's a huge amount of research that shows it also fights depression. And right now, with everything going on in the world, there is a big increase in anxiety, depression, and people just feeling like they've kind of lost their way. And exercise is a fantastic way to get that back. It also boosts the immune system, so it's better for your general health as well. There's a really great breathing technique that's super simple to use and something that you can just pull out of your pocket anytime you need to, that is really known for calming both your fight or flight immune system and your rest and digest immune system, or your fight or flight nervous system and your rest and digest nervous system, and helping the two of them to work in balance, because they have to be equal and opposite in their regulation of your nervous system for you to feel balanced and secure. And this breathing technique is called the 4-7-8 breathing. It's very easy. You can do it, they always say sitting in a comfortable position, but truly if you're standing in line at the grocery store and start to feel some anxiety bubbling up, you can do it there too. You don't have to be sitting in any meditative position, just somewhere where you're comfortable. So you'll place the tip of your tongue just behind your teeth at the roof of your mouth, and you'll count and inhale for 4, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. This was really made popular by Andrew Weil, who is the director of the Center of Integrative Medicine. I've included a video link here for you, just if people want to go back and look at a video of how to do this, but it's very simple. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, exhale for a count of 8. It's also a great technique to use if you can't sleep. It's a perfect one for insomnia. Couple of other mind-body things I want to mention. Guided imagery, use of affirmations and meditation is a phenomenal way to help tap into your own inner healing strength and to help to calm the nervous system and to help to bring you back into a sense of balance within yourself. We're in a place where we're being forced to stay home and turn inward and find our inner connection to ourselves. And this is a fantastic time to start trying to build these things in as a daily practice if possible. Now, when we talk about things like guided imagery and meditation, a lot of people envision that you have to be sitting quietly and not moving, or that you have to really be in full stillness, and that is not the case. If you're a person that likes to move, dance, walk, whatever makes you feel good, that's where you can integrate your meditation or your guided imagery practice. So there's a lot of free resources that you can find. The goal is, again, to find something that speaks to you and stick with it. A guided imagery practice would involve listening to usually a recorded track that has specific images that you bring forward into your mind and help you to connect to that sense of calm. Or you may find a guided imagery that's focused on boosting your immune system. Or you may find a guided imagery practice that's focused on improving wellness, decreasing depression, decreasing anxiety. They can be focused in that way. Affirmations are very similar to that, although listening to an affirmation track, it would be something that would just go over and over with the same short phrases. You can create your own affirmation track or your own affirmations that you write out, that you read to yourself, or you can find a lot of resources online where people have recorded affirmations. Then when we come to meditation, there are so many forms of meditation. But there are some great resources out there to help you explore and find what works for you. Headspace and Insight Timer are two awesome apps that you can download to your smartphone. They have free versions that have plenty of information and plenty of meditations that you can explore. Or if you decide you like them, you can also upgrade to get more content. But with the free versions, you'll have plenty to work with. And Belarus Naparsek is one of the pioneers in guided imagery and really helping to push that movement forward. She has a fantastic YouTube channel with a lot of free guided imagery as well as affirmations available. So that's a perfect place to start. She has one in specific that's there for promoting general wellness. I think at this point in time, that would be a perfect place to start because she does focus on decreasing stress, as well as just promoting your inner healing strength and boosting the immune system. And then I think the other thing that helps is that idea of taking control. Our nervous systems and that anxiety, I think for a lot of people is coming up right now because we feel like we've lost control of where we go, what we do. A lot of us have had big changes in our lives and our routines because of it. So take control and realize that this is an opportunity to explore and to find joy in new things, small things, and really create yourself a new routine. And if you feel like you've been able to regain that control over your day-to-day life and what's going on for you, that might really help. And then another one that I did not include on this slide that's sort of a mind-body technique is avoid the news as much as you can. Stay away from that. That is not going to help. And there's also we don't need to follow it on a minute-by-minute basis. So just take the time away to enjoy being with yourself and enjoy being with your family and enjoy exploring some of these other things. Then I'll also include two botanicals or botanical and a supplement that are really helpful. Both of these are things that you could keep in your purse, keep in your car with you. If you're having anxiety coming up, you can take them kind of as needed. I think both of them are great to use with that 4-7-8 breathing. So do a couple rounds of the 4-7-8 and then take the supplement. So the first one is a milky oat seed tincture. It's easy to find online or at your local natural food store. Whole Foods, I think, stocks it as well. And I would get the tincture form. It comes in, different brands have different strengths, so I haven't included the dosage for you, but just look on the bottle and follow what they recommend. So if you take a few rounds of that 4-7-8 breath, then you take the supplement, you're not only going to get the benefits of both of those modalities, the breathing and the herbal medicine, but you'll get enhancement of both by having them work together, because the milky oat seed is really known for being a nerve tonic and helping to balance your nervous system and kind of tone down that fight or flight. It also is kind of coined as nature's Ativan because it works so quickly and so effectively. Then we also have Rescue Remedy, which is from the Bach flower essences. It comes in lots of different forms, sprays, a liquid, little candies that you can eat. And that's another really good one. The nice thing about the Bach remedies is that they're gentle and they also don't have a lot of interaction. So if you're a person that takes medications or you take other herbal supplements, you don't really have to worry too much about using those flower essences along with those other things. All right, so now I'll stop sharing here and I'll just show you examples of each of these. So the Rescue Remedy, the little Bach flower essence here, and then we talked about the milky oat seed. When you purchase it, it might just say oat seed on there, but it's harvested, the oat seed is just harvested at a time where they, it's in their milky period of being an oat seed.
Awesome. That was so much great information, and it felt refreshing and calming to have those resources and be like, okay, here's something that I could do or any of us could do to stop feeling anxious and feel more in control and feel calm. So thank you for all of those.
Absolutely.
And then looking at the immune system a little bit. So what are some of your favorite ways at home to boost your immune system?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So let me pop right back over to those slides and I'll show you, I have a few that I put together here for that as well. So boosting the immune system is a great question. And I mentioned earlier that so many of those things that relieve stress also boost the immune system, because when we're in a state of stress, our body is not focused on rest, digest, protect ourselves on an immune system level. It's focused on protect ourselves from danger. So as you bring that stress level down, as you exercise more, as you work on the guided imagery practices, you are also boosting that immune system, helping to fight off any viruses, bacteria, anything that might be coming at you. Another one that's really important is breathing deeply. So remembering that our lungs are responsible in a Chinese medicine standpoint for dispersing all of the immune function energy that we have throughout our body and helping to protect ourselves. So taking nice deep breaths, keeping your lungs clear and healthy. Some people love to sing. They love to read poetry, love to play instruments, anything that allows you to exercise your lungs and use that focus of your breath. That also means communicating with your friends and family and sharing your thoughts and ideas verbally. It might feel like we're stuck at home and we can't do that, but it's really important. Call your friends, practice your favorite singing in the shower songs, whatever it is to allow you to get those lungs working. Sleep is also the time when your immune system is, well, your whole body during sleep is repairing, integrating, settling, and helping to boost and prepare for the next day. So sleeping at least 7 hours, but honestly 8 to 9 hours is much, much better. And that gives your immune system a huge boost in time to repair, time to prepare, and time to help work on fighting anything off that you may have come in contact with. So I would say, as far as if you could only do two things, exercise and sleep are probably going to be your two most bang for your buck as far as boosting that immune system. There are definitely botanicals and supplements that have been used for thousands of years to help boost the immune system. And let's get back to that. What happened? Here we go. So two of them that we'll mention here on this slide, and then I've got a couple more for you. Astragalus in Chinese medicine, very commonly used. I've got the Chinese name there and then also the Latin name. It's been used for centuries, both as a prevention and a treatment for colds and flus. Echinacea is one that has been studied widely. There's two different types of echinacea that are commonly used. There's Echinacea purpurea and Echinacea augustifolia. Both of them have great results as far as research studies go. Both are also widely available, so you could get either one, no problem. And this one, you could find either a tincture made from the roots of the roots or the leaves and flowers. Also, either is effective. Now with the Astragalus, that's one that I would use for prevention and treatment. The Echinacea is one that I tend to start right when symptoms start to come on. So if you start to feel that you're getting sick, grab the Echinacea, but the Astragalus you could be taking right now. And then the last ones I wanted to mention, ginseng. Now, ginseng is known as being an adaptogen, which means it's helpful for bringing your body into harmony and balance. So it helps to balance your entire body, including digestive system, including respiratory system and immune system, including your nervous system. So that's a really good one that a lot of people will use on a regular basis just to help keep their body in balance and strengthened and feeling good. You can find it in so many different forms. You can get the raw ginseng, you can get tinctures, you can get tablets, pills, whatever you find, follow the directions on the bottle. There's two different types of ginseng that are commonly used, Panax ginseng and the Panax quinquefolium, and either of those would be effective. Elderberry syrup or elderberry herb, and it commonly comes in a syrup, or you can find it in lozenges or other forms as well. That one is really good to also use when you think you might have symptoms. You don't have to wait until the point where you're coughing or you have nasal congestion and really feel sick. That's one that you could start as soon as you start thinking, am I a little run down? Am I a little tired? Grab your elderberry, and that can help to boost the immune system in those situations. Then, of course, we can't not mention eating well, a variety of whole foods with plenty of fruits and vegetables. What that's doing is giving your body the molecules that it needs to provide your immune system with the necessary components to develop the immune cells and get out there and fight things off. So extremely important for function of your entire body, but definitely immune function. And then making sure that you are drinking plenty of water. My rule of thumb and what I tell patients is half your body weight in ounces per day. Everybody kind of has their own gauge for how much water is appropriate, but for me, that's what I say is the minimum necessary. So I also have, I'll stop sharing here and I'll show you some examples of those. So the Astragalus, same kind of thing, often comes in a little tincture bottle. When you buy these tinctures, usually the dose is 1 full dropper full in a glass of water once to twice a day. Echinacea, same type of thing, and you can use a really similar dosing with that. Then when it comes to the elderberry, one of the more common brands that you'll see is called Sambucus from Nature's Way. So we've got the little gummies as well as the liquid. Neither is better, neither brand is better. Just find the one that works for you and what you think you would be able to take conveniently.
Wonderful. I already have my shopping list made now. Like, okay, I need to get those things. Last question for you. Is there something you think that is really important that everyone should be doing, assuming they have the resources, to take care of themselves and their community?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now it's a tricky time because I think we've really reached kind of a new place for everybody. So I think one of the really important things to consider, and I'm going to go back because I wrote down a couple more things and I have a little meditation video there that I wanted to make sure to give to you as well. So one of the important things to remember is that as all this COVID stuff started, I think that there was a real sense of loss. And as we talked about earlier, I mentioned that sense of loss of control, loss of the things that are important to you. I think it's really important that we realize it's time to change that narrative and realize that this is there are a lot of things that we're missing, and that is something valuable to acknowledge, but we're also at a place of incredible opportunity. And this is a time where transformation, growth, and evaluation of your life can really take place, and then action can be implemented. I started envisioning this for myself and the patients I've been working with as like a caterpillar going into a chrysalis. And when this is all over, we'll be able to emerge as butterflies, different than we started, but equally as wonderful. And I think that as we begin to change that view in ourselves, that will also begin to change that view within our communities, within our families, as we talk to our friends. Just remember that we have the power to decide what this means and what this looks like for us. And so I think getting that message of positivity out there, and that message of this is definitely a hard time, but we are all in it together, and we're working together to make this the best that we can. Being outside is also one of the keys to mental health, physical health, boosting the immune system, as we've talked about, and helping to calm your nervous system. Absolutely, on an energetic level, being out on the earth with the sun shining and the fresh air, that helps to balance your immune system. It also helps energetically for the earth and nature to help cleanse any of that raggedness or any of that disharmony from your system, take it down into the earth and process it so that it can come back as fresh and rejuvenated, and helps you to feel clearer and cleaner. Now, not everybody has the opportunity right now to go out and walk or bike or sit in the sunshine, depending on where you are and maybe what the rules are today for you. But we can all at least step out onto our front porch and look around and realize that we live in a beautiful earth, and we have so much at our fingertips, and we can allow ourselves to be a part of that and let it cleanse us as well. So remember that when it comes to the virus, if you're out walking, biking, as long as you're 6 feet away from someone and you're outside, you are safe and they are safe. So don't let this make you feel like you have to be absolutely stuck inside. You can also be outside enjoying some of that fresh nature as well. Now, this is also a time where I think it's important to acknowledge kind of returning, as I've mentioned, to ourselves and also to our heart center. I included here a beautiful heart-centered meditation video. There are a lot of different heart-centered meditations, but I encourage you to think about your heart as being, and that heart chakra as being one of the really important places to focus energy at this time. That helps us to not only love ourselves and take care of our own heart energy, but also gives us more available capacity for loving our neighbors and our friends and our community, and helping to share that abundance with the rest of the world. So the one that I've included here, if you go to YouTube and just search for how to perform a heart-centered meditation, it's another Andrew Weil YouTube video. It's a beautiful one, but if you find a different heart-centered meditation that works better for you, that's great also. And then along that same line, don't be afraid to talk to your friends, your family, people that you connect with about how you're feeling, what you're doing, and allow this to be a way that we may not be connecting by going out and interacting with our friends, but we can definitely be connecting by shared experience, by talking about where we are. And again, going back to helping to exercise those lungs and get that lung energy moving, the more that we're talking and sharing, the more that we're able to do that, and the more we're able to connect to our heart. So those are the ideas I had for taking care of yourself kind of on a deeper level.
Thank you. I don't have any other further questions. I feel honored for the amount of information that you just shared with us. And I guess, though, is there anything else that you want to add before I finish this today?
Oh, I don't think so. I think just that we all get the opportunity now to remember that we are a global society, and that we are all here together to share in the long-term ebbs and flows and the cycles of the earth, cycles of community, cycles of humanity. And so I think it's a real honor to get to share that with all of us. And I appreciate you allowing me to come and talk as well and to be here with you.
Thank you so much, Michelle.